The New Zealand bank Kiwibank is set to extend its domestic operation to Niue with the opening of a branch on the island expected in April. Niue's sole provider of commercial banking services, Papua New Guinea's Bank of the South Pacific, is closing the branch it set up almost 9 years ago. Kiwibank's spokesperson says if the new branch goes ahead, it will offer the same deposit and withdrawal services offered by the Bank of the South Pacific. Bruce Thompson says Niue customers will be treated as though they are New Zealand Bank customers, and it will be an easy to transfer money between Niue and New Zealand accounts as it is within New Zealand. He says local people will staff the new branch. Niue Cabinet has appointed another commissioner for the Niue Public Service Office. Mr. Atapane Seokimoto replaces Ms. Esther Pavihi, who resigned from her post at the end of January this year. Niue Public Service Commission announced the appointment at the end of last week. Mr. Atapane Seokimoto was a former Speaker of the Niue Legislative House of Assembly. The Niue Public Service Commission also acknowledged Ms. Pavihi's valued contribution and support on public service matters during her term with the Commission. We wish the new Commissioner, Mr. Seokimoto, all the best for his new post. On the 1st of November 2012, Cabinet endorsed the merge of the staff of the Administrative Services with the Public Service Commission Office as part of the transformation process and realigning core functions provided by the Niue government. The merged department will now be called the Secretariat of the Public Service Commission. The Secretariat is made up of the Corporate Services Division and the 3 technical divisions: Strategic Human Resource Management, Organisation Development or SHRM OD, and the Employment Arrangement Relations to EAR and the Human Resource Development or HRD. The organisation structure of the Secretariat has also changed to encompass the transformation process, which has resulted in the establishment of new positions that are still vacant at this point in time. The Secretariat will continue to provide the services that were carried out by the former Administrative Services Department. Applying principles of plant propagation and techniques is the emphasis of workshops this week based at the Waipapahi farm. Canon Patolina, a Forest Genetic Resource Officer from SBC, is on the island to impart knowledge with local farmers and growers on the importance of knowing the different plant species, plant propagation and maintenance.
Grafting, marketing, cuttings of plant another tree species that they would like to plant. This will be very useful for them to do the process by themselves, so that they will be able to do it once they are raising the trees or the seedlings they would like to plant in their farm.
The drive to ensure food security on the island has also raised the need for propagating local fruit trees and indigenous trees.
The main issue actually is, I'm sure everybody has heard about food security, and this is one way we can address that particular issue. We also heard about the climate change, which is now affecting the fruit productivity in the region, or even in Niue. These are the ways where we can effectively address those particular issues by letting them know and train them on how they should be able to raise and propagate trees and crops successfully in addressing these major issues. Then I think this particular workshop will be very helpful and useful to them.
For those who have been part of the workshop, it is important to build capacity for other projects.
I think it's very important because they've got this telefood project where any group whether women, ladies, young people can apply. And so I've got a group called Citrus Anywhere, and we're starting from lime seeds because I want to flood the island with lots and lots of lime seeds and lime plants for the future. And this is very good. It's a good introduction, and it's good to know how to graft, how to propagate, how to plant seeds and start growing. And I think it's very important that each household on Niue starts growing some sort of seeds or some sort of plants. And these workshops are very beneficial in capacity building. Basically, because for Lalafar, we're always wanting limes and, paying $29 or $26 for a kilo. Even now with the limes, it's about $1 a little lime. It's very expensive. And, you're making otter. Otter does not taste nice without limes, and you use more than 12. You're looking at about 24 to make a decent bowl of otter. That's the whole reason behind, even though we are business people, but, I'd like to see every home on Niue have at least 5 lime trees. And I think that's the important thing that I was very passionate in getting into this whole fruit tree business.
The training workshop was also an educational experience for some students from Niue High School for the studies and possibly considering forestry as a potential career path for the future. The training ends tomorrow before moving on to discussions into the forestry management plan. A motor vehicle accident on Friday evening had police reminding the community for responsible driving and care while on the roads. The vehicle went off the road and hit a tree, leaving a wrangled wreck on the way up to Liku. The driver is said to have been taken to the hospital, but police are still investigating the accident. Senior Sergeant Brent Ioane says the prosecution is pending the outcomes of the investigation. But this latest accident serves as a reminder to drivers to drive with caution. Some financial transaction at the only commercial bank on the island is unavailable. Yesterday, management at the Bank of the South Pacific advised its customers they will not be able to access the balance of their accounts due to a change to the system. This morning, the services at the bank was brought outside onto the street to assist customers. Bank manager for BSB said the system will be back to normal in a couple of days. And to end our news bulletin for tonight's second round of the cricket competition on the island last Saturday saw some major changes of good fortune for some teams in the competition, but not so lucky for some. The 6 teams on Saturday saw Makefu and Hikutamake Toi battle it out in Mutalo, resulting in a draw for their first match. Avasele, who were champions last year, met their match in last year's second-place Gada Mutalo they played in Liku. The results favoured Mutalo, who managed to hold on to the score by a thread. Avasele ran out of time with their inning. Tuapa and Waia battled it out in Hakupu, with Tuapa victorious against the strong challenge from Waia team. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get the results of last Saturday's matches from the Kilikiki Committee before this news went to air. We'll bring you more in our future news bulletin. That's our news bulletin for tonight. Good evening.